Welcome to What's in the Bag, where we give the voice to the voiceless and we let you say whatever is on your mind. My name is Marvina and I am your host. Welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina and best friend Eva, where we give a voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good
Oh
morning.
my God, let's get this day started. This is my highlight of the week. I love Saturday mornings because I get on and I can get and act a fool, and y'all listen to me and act me acting a
Yes.
fool. Well, I am excited this morning in my coffee. I got some 2-day-old coffee. I ain't even gonna lie. My sister said, "Don't you drink that?" I said, "Honey, you don't know how many
It's
times I done
good.
yeah, baby. I done picked up my coffee I didn't get done the other day. And it's that nice. I think I did the caramel flavor. It yeah. I don't even know what I got in here. I know I'm right. She's like, nothing, don't drink that. Hey, Dada, if you now let anyone know if you have not register on EV Mux, I need when you put your name on your comment so we'll know who you are and we can acknowledge you and who you are. Hey, Dada. Hey, Miss Carolyn. That's my girl. Hey, mommy. I love you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all for being there, man. I am so, you know what? I got one of the best family in the world. I ain't even gonna lie. We might have our ups and our downs, but let me tell you one thing. I see them. They are very supportive, baby. They let you know they be on here. Thank you, Dada.
Yeah.
I love y'all so much for being a big part of my life, not only on outside, but on what's in the bag. Thank you, mommy. Well, let's go ahead on and let's talk about our week. Because let me say something. After this week, we got Christmas coming. I don't know if it's not. I don't know, but this year I'm just getting into the Christmas spirit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just getting into, and the only reason why I went getting into the spirit, I
I
went over
can't.
to my mommy's house and I seen all the presents. And when I seen all the presents, it brought me back from when I was a
Oh,
kid. Yeah, man. I was like, oh my God. I said, now I'm starting to feel it. Okay, thank you, mommy. Yes, ma'am. So next week will be Christmas, or not next week, the week after it'll be on a Monday. Am I correct? I think on the 25th, it's on a
uh-huh.
Monday.
It's on a
Well,
Monday.
I'm finally gonna get into the Christmas spirit this week. I think my sissy and she said she's gonna go ahead on and start putting up the Christmas trees, and she's gonna let me help decorate. That's my thing.
Oh
I
man,
love
that's
to
gonna be
decorate.
beautiful.
You know I love to decorate, baby. Give me some lights, I will
Yes.
turn it out, baby. But that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to spending time with my sissy
Can't see the
and the
comment.
kids. Yes, ma'am. You don't see the comments? I got some.
Mm-mm.
I don't see some over here. I don't know how much many more, but it's I see a few of them over there. She told me don't
Yeah.
drink this coffee, but I've been drinking on this coffee. My sister said, "Now don't be talking about your stomach hurt." Anyway, let me introduce to some and present to others my BFF Eva. Good morning,
Good
Eva.
morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Whew, what a week. Like you said, what a week. We're going into year end. At work and things have just been extremely crazy, a little bit more intense and having to put in some extra hours and everything to get it done. But It's also bonus time, so you gotta you gotta hit some of these metrics in order to get it. So just trying to do what I need to do today. This is what I'm drinking.
Wow.
So look, but I got the ice version. It's ice. It was so good I had to make it ice. So surprisingly, because we've had challenges with Quick Trip here lately, I went into quick. I went to go and get something quick to eat. I stepped in the Quick Trip and I went to make me some coffee, and then I said, "Oh, never mind." Young lady worked there. She said, "What's the problem?" I said, "It's too strong." I said, "You need to come on our show or go back and look at some of our episodes, our segments, because we talked about the coffee." She said, "Let me show you a little trick." And she said, "And they are working on it because they're saying they're wasting a lot of coffee." Remember we talked about that? So she had me to go ahead and put my coffee into a cup and then get another cup, pour it and add some water, pour it and add some water. But I'm gonna tell you, once I did just a little bit of water here and there, all right, Quick Trip, y'all doing the thing again. Y'all doing the thing again.
I ain't did nothing. You had to work for that. Well,
You
I
gotta
want to
work for
go in there and get. Let me say something. If I
but
got to
hold on.
take
They
more
are
than
working
20,
on it. She said
well,
they are working on it to
it
where
ain't
you're
done yet.
where you're gonna be able to adjust it for
Well, they need to get it
medium
together.
or strong, or you'll be able
Yeah,
to
well,
adjust
that's
the intensity
yes.
of it.
Yeah,
So
well,
but
that's
right
the way
now
racetrack does it anyway.
this is the hazelnut with my sugar free additives in there. And it's the bomb diggity, y'all.
Enjoy your work.
You know it's good if I got like this big old cup of it. You're right. I had to get it to where I wanted it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
if
it's
you
on
try to
point.
go in there, you want to run in there, get you a cup of coffee, get to the register, and get out. Ain't nobody got time 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 2 hours later to get no cup of coffee.
Well, I done
The
marked it,
coffee
so I
should be
know
ready.
exactly where I need to be
Well, once they
and
get
how I need
once
to do it.
no, I'm glad you like it. Hopefully what you'll do is you'll leave early enough so when you get there you can go ahead and make you a cup of
It
coffee.
took me all about the same amount of time as it normally do.
I don't believe that.
And racetrack, I've nothing against racetrack, but their coffee
I
is
don't
too
like
strong too.
I don't like racetrack coffee
Oh,
either. I don't like
race
their coffee either. I
racetrack
don't.
coffee is like mud, like sitting around
Yeah,
a campfire and
yeah, but at least they
took
let
some
you
dirt and added
carburate.
to it.
Yeah,
You
at
did
least they
what
let
now?
you do. At least they let you carburate it. They make you let you do, a little something, something.
Yeah,
Either you gonna like it
it's
or you
still
don't.
kind of strong though. But
Yeah.
we're avid coffee drinkers, so that's why we can hold this conversation like
Yeah,
this
man.
about
I'm
it.
upset with these folks. I like
Yeah,
I like what I like, and you just take it away because you got a contract with contractors to get better. I mean, so they could come in and drink some coffee.
yeah.
What about us who don't
But
have are not contractors? We are CNAs or we
but
are things like that.
there is a coffee. And you remember that Costa coffee I bought to you, and I had a bunch of it. Costa. They actually have a Costa coffee shop that will be opening in Douglasville in January. So I'm
Mm,
excited about that. I'm going
mm.
to reach out and see. You guys never know. We may be sitting inside of Costa Coffee in Douglasville, and they open up doing a live segment for what's in the bag. So that's something I'm going to be looking into.
Nice, nice, nice,
Yes.
nice. Well, let me say something. I'm over in the Riverdale College Park area, and once I've been my sister actually reside here, and I've been staying with my sister for a couple of weeks now. And as I come in, as you know, I don't know too many strangers. I can go into a place and make conversation with anyone, and I don't know if that's a gift. Sometimes I guess it could be a issue, but I really enjoy being able to talk to others. Well, I went to Walmart up here on Onet,
Oh
and
Lord.
I got it. And I'm just walking down, just chilling. Me, I'm perky and everything coming out. And while I'm walking out perky, I have another young lady. She just, you can feel the energy. The energy was like, bam. I didn't understand the energy. But then we started talking. And when we started talking, she started testifying. And
Jesus,
I'm
come on
saying,
now.
okay, wait a minute. And see, this is why I came to Walmart. Sometimes you think you're going in there to get that one thing and then you come out with 20 things. Well, I went in and got that one thing, but when I came out, I got another thing. I got blessed to speak to a woman who has a testimony in herself. And what I wanted to do, and I asked, I said, I got a talk show called What's in the Bag. Would you like to be part of? She said yes. She said yes, and I cleared calendar because what she was saying to me, I needed for her to speak to everyone and let everyone know how God has blessed her. And let further ado. I'm not even gonna keep talking because I want to bring her on in here.
All right now,
Good
come on in.
morning, good morning, good morning,
Good
everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so excited to be here.
Y'all,
Yes.
yes, ma'am. Well, before we get started, I know you got a cup over there. Let me know what's in that cup. Tell me what's in that cup,
In my
girl.
cup this morning, I have my apple cinnamon tea
Ooh, that
with
sounds
some
Good
good.
stuff.
honey in it and a touch of
Mm.
turmeric because
Ooh,
turmeric
yes,
is
ma'am.
good for your joints,
Yes,
So I
ma'am.
try,
Yes,
and a little
ma'am.
ginger. So I try to
Yes.
sprinkle all of that in my tea and some lemon, and say all of that is brewing in my cup that says Queen.
Yes,
All right now.
ma'am. You see how she moved. You see her energy. I
Yes.
know y'all can recognize that
Woo.
energy because I got some of that energy. Hey, we can't
Yes,
even
you do.
stand
Yes,
still.
and
We
I
can't
love
sit
it.
still.
Yes, 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 absolutely.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What's in your bag,
Oh,
girl?
what's in my bag this morning? What's in my bag every morning I try to have is joy.
Amen.
All
Joy.
right
I
now.
just try to have joy. I open my eyes and I realize that I'm still alive, that I've been given another day. And I look at it as an opportunity to show God that I am worthy, that when He created me, He didn't make a mistake, but I just want to show Him that, hey, look, see, I'm an example of some of the good work you did. So I wake up, joy is in my bag, and I just try to
Amen.
take it with me. I try to keep it with me. I try to spread it around to people wherever I go. It's a difficult thing to do sometimes, but I try to still maintain that spirit and that energy of trying to be
Amen.
joyful and grateful. That's it.
Jesus.
Amen.
All right now.
Amen. Tell us about this topic you was tell them about where your life came from through death. Go ahead,
Okay,
talk to the
okay. We're going to talk about this morning finding life after death, and say, okay, well, how is that possible? Well, I'm going to tell you how it's possible. It's possible that a death or a loss of a loved one in your life can completely alter the person that's still living. So I don't know if you've ever experienced death in your life before, if it's ever been a close person or somebody that just knew or somebody. All of us have had people that died before, and I was no exception. I had lost my grandmother when I was 5. She was like raising me. And then my stepfather was killed in a car accident when I was 16 and just gone away to college. So that was a traumatic event. Oh, when I was 10, my BFF, my best friend growing up, was one of the little girls killed in the 16th Street church bombing, the famous bombing in Birmingham, Alabama. Denise McNair was my
Wow.
childhood playmate. I spent summers with my aunt in Birmingham, and Denise and I were playmates. So imagine being 10 years old and you're sitting and watching TV and your friend's picture flashes up on the screen as
Wow.
one of the 4 little girls that was killed in the basement of the church at Sunday school, where many times my uncle was an organist for the church. So many times he would go substitute and go there play this Sunday down at the 16th Street Baptist Church.
Wow.
Just timing is, he wasn't there that Sunday. And usually at the end of August, school started in September then. At that time, I would go home, back to my family and go to school there. So I had just really gone back home, and it was my 10th birthday. So, death had come to me before. But then the person that I lived with from the time that I'm 22 up until our time that I turned 60, all of a sudden he dies. So now
Wow.
this is a whole life change because I'm pretty much one of those women who had to make a choice between the love and respect and admiration and praise of my family, or, deciding to do what I knew and felt in my heart was right for me, and for having the nerve to stand up for myself and for my life and moving on. So I kind of had to leave them behind and to make a life with the man that I loved and who loved me. And so we did that, we did that successfully for 37 years. And then he wasn't there anymore. So in other words, my whole life plan was based on we. I had been a mother and a wife. We had raised 5 children, one set of twins, and they were all out of college and in their jobs and married and beginning their families and things. So I had retired from my job, and me and dad would have time to just be that old married couple. He was a retired disabled veteran, so we learned how to be the old married grumpy married couple together and spend our days doing retired things that retired couples do, and hanging out with the grandkids, all that stuff. So now he's gone, and that plan has changed because the things that we had planned to do don't make sense for me anymore. We were going to retire to Alabama on the 200 acres. He had already picked out a house, where we were going to stay until we had the other house built. So, but that didn't make sense for me now to be by myself, to go down here on 200 acres in a house and build a house and do what? So, okay. So now, Cynthia, what are you going to do with your life? What are you going to do? What are you here for? So he died. You didn't die. It wasn't your fault. For a long time, when somebody dies, I don't know if you know this, you go through, somebody that close. Well, what did I do? Was it my fault? It's like, oh my God, did I think these negative things? I tell you why I say that. Because he had a niece that died, and she was in her 40s, early 40s, kind of destitute, was out in the streets, and she died young. And so when she died, his brother said, I sure hope nobody asked me to pay for the funeral. I said, wow, what a comment to make, of course. So anyway, at that point in my head clicked. I said, no, 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 no. We're in our, late 50s, let us go. Let me go get us a little policy right. Because God forbid if something happens to him or me, I don't want nobody to have to ask for no $3 to go bury us or buy a suit, nothing. Okay. So I took out a policy, about 30 for him, 30 on me, because it didn't cost much per month. Now he fussed at me because he said, no, you need to get $500,000 or something like that on me, blah, blah, blah. Baby, those policies cost about $200, $300, $400 a month. I'm not spending all your money on the bet that you're gonna die so I can have some money. We're not doing that. So I just got a little something just in case we die, we could bury us, life could go on. So sure enough, we end up having to use it. So but now I gotta redirect my energy and focus, because now how am I gonna live? He's gone. What am I gonna do? Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of that. So, and I blame myself because I worked after the niece's funeral, right? I came home and I said, no, we're not even gonna have that. As a matter of fact, when I die, I'm gonna go ahead and write out my service how I want it to be. Because I don't want people speaking. I don't want this, that, and the other. So I said, I made a little plan, put it up, rolled up in my safe, and left it. When my husband died, what I discovered was that the plan that I wrote down, that was not mine. I was writing his. And it occurred, I was like, wait a minute. I'm just on the verge of learning that how your thoughts and words have all this power. Did I write down this stuff? Did I bring about his death? I had to stop that thought dead in its tracks. You know why? Because I said, Cynthia, who the heck do you think you are? Your little thoughts don't bring about nobody's life or death. I don't care what you write or what you think. That is God. So you just back up and get off that little pity train and stop trying to make it all about you. Because what happened with him was between him and God. Everybody got a time. Everybody got a time. We all got a number. We all got a day. We're going to go. So, that's not a question. And that's not even for you to consider or worry about. You just worry about what you're doing now and how you living. So whenever that time comes, you just try to be ready.
Right.
But on that note, that's why I said, you have to find life after someone you love that close moves on, because you're still living. I had to evaluate my life and say, you're still here. You didn't die, even though a big piece of you is gone, big part of your life is gone. You're still here. What are you here for? What are you here to do? What are you going to do? with this gift. If you give them life, it's a gift. Everybody don't have to have it. Everybody doesn't have
That's
it.
right. That's right.
We talk about the number age, 70, 40, 30, 50, whatever it is you are, is we talk about living in the future, in the past, in the present, in the time zones, in different dimensions of time. We're all in different dimensions of time because we're all in different stages of life. You at 30,
Right.
you're in one
Mm.
stage, physically, mentally, psychologically. Whether you want to be in those stages or not, it's in your DNA, it's biologically there. So yeah.
Right.
So and you're
Yes.
Yeah.
the next person in their 50s, you're in a different stage of life in time dimension. If you're over 65, 70, you're in another stage of dimension. But yet we are all here in the present. Yet we all
Right.
have the past,
Mm.
and yet we all have the future. So
Yes.
Right.
all
Yes.
constantly evolving.
Right.
So
So what?
when you stop living and learning and growing, then that's when you begin to what? Die.
Yeah. Die.
Yes.
So I know you was telling me you wrote some stuff around. Let's talk about that. Tell me what uh pushed you to do your book. I just told. I just
Okay.
told. But
So what drove me to writing was it was really just divine inspiration. I had several experiences. Like I said, my husband died suddenly, unexpectedly. And it was such a big shock. And so I had all these experiences when he died. I'll give you one. Like I saw him. You've seen on TV how they show you that little blurb of somebody, they walk by you just like that. Well, that actually happened to me. I had walked out into the backyard just to get some air, and he walked right by me in the same clothes he had on when he went to the hospital. He
wow.
glanced at me and smiled like that. He was gone. So I said,
Wow.
okay. So other things began to happen, and it occurred to me that yes, God is hearing me, God is listening. We really having this really deep spiritual connection right now, because things I'm saying, words that are coming out of my mouth, they almost coming to pass as soon as I say them you know.
Wow.
Like I said, a short prayer one time, God, please, I let a balloon go up in the air that my daughter had bought my husband from the hospital, a smiling face. But the smiling face kept turning to the wall. I don't care how I tried to prop it up, make it smile, it kept turning this way. So I said, well, fine, I'll let it go. He's not going to see it anyway. It's not for me. And I took it outside to release it. Well, it floated around the backyard over into my neighbor's big giant oak tree. And I said, oh my
Wow.
God, as soon as the children, people come out the door, my daughter especially is that bought it. She gonna be, you let daddy balloon go and now something. Oh my God, please I just said, dear God, please just let the balloon just be gone away. And when I looked up in
Wow.
the tree, the balloon was gone. I'm like, wait a minute. It was no wind that day. It was November. It was no wind, sunny day. And I looked around. I said, well, maybe it got hung up in the other side. And I walked around the tree and I'm out there looking around the tree. Nothing. It was gone. I said, oh,
Wow.
God is hearing me. He heard me just like that. Just like that. Well, right
Wow.
after that, I had another experience, which I talk about in the book. So anyway, when I would tell people about those experiences, they would do just like you did. Wow. And they would say, well, how did you meet? Well, I actually met him when I was 14 through my cousin. Went to visit her, and this guy came over. He was like the Michael Jordan of the high school in
Wow.
Auburn, Alabama. So both of her parents had taught him. He was graduating high school, so I guess he came over to see them. We really don't know, but me and my cousin, we stand there like two silly little 14-year-old teenage girls, like, hi. Mama standing behind us, and we just so silly because that's okay to see over here. He didn't stay long,
Wow.
and he didn't say much. He just sat on the piano stool with one of these, like. So then he told me that day that he knew our paths would cross again, but he was 18 going away to college, and I was 14 just getting ready to start high school. So he
Oh,
knew
wow.
he would have to wait for me to grow up. Anyway, our paths crossed again when I was like 22, May 31st in 1976. And from that day, we were together until he died November 5th,
Wow.
2013. So telling people about those experiences caused me to write my book, Remembering
Ah.
Memoir. Boom, 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 boom. I
Wow.
don't know if you can see
Wow.
the cover. Yeah. So
Yes.
that's
Wow.
how that came about.
Yes, ma'am.
And
So
then the poetry book I wrote after this came about. It's called Rhymes and Reasons because, as it turns out, all of my poems are rhymes for some reason. That's how
I
they
know
just
somebody
say,
like that.
right? And so it was through writing that I discovered it was a way to try to help me deal with my grief, because what I learned about grief, and I think is no way to measure it, but I think the deeper you have loved and the deeper your connection with that person, the greater the sense of loss.
Right.
And I just
Right.
realized that that sense of loss and the grieving more times than not is more for yourself than for the person
Right.
that's gone. Because I
Right.
know God gave me a sign that my husband went to heaven. He told me he opened up his arms and let him in.
Mm.
So I
Oh.
am at peace with that. If I had the opportunity to bring him back to me, I'll bring him back to you. Would you want him to come back? My answer would, deep down, honest and realistic, would have to be no, because he lived his life in a way that he got to come back to see. You have to believe in God. You have to believe in the hereafter. You have to believe in the life beyond this
Yeah.
physical life in order for this to make
Right.
sense to you. So
Yes.
once God
Yes.
has let you know that somebody has made it to that place, why in the world would I want him to have to come back to a place where we all trying to struggle and learn how to live and learn how to be so we can get to that place? You understand? So as much
Yes.
as I love him, as much as I care for him, I'm trying to live my life now good enough, because the book that I read tells me that when we go to
Mm.
this afterlife, there will be, or there is some kind of connection that we can make to those people we have loved dearly in our
That's right.
lives. So it is my hope that one day, I will get back and he will be there with open arms, like, yeah, there's my love right there. However that it occurs, in whatever form it happens.
Yes.
So yeah. Again,
Yes.
the poetry book was just me just expressing, trying to figure out and understand my grief and my pain, because the children are gone. Everybody's gone now after the funeral, and I'm here by myself. Reality's kicked in. Boom, this is your new life. Boom, this is it.
Right.
So,
Right.
so what? So one day I was just walking around and I just said, every day I miss him. Every day I cry. Every day I'm lonely. Every day I ask why. Every day I'm sad. Every day I'm blue. Every day I'm feeling lost because I don't have you. And it goes on for a few more lines, but I say, and then it ends like, but even though I'm hurting and even though I'm blue, every day I'm glad I shared my life with you. So in order to make all of this make sense, I had to find some joy in the fact that, even though you were here, and none of us are going to be here forever. Our plan,
Right.
my plan was for us to die together alone in the bed, holding on each other's sleep when we about 95 or
Mhm.
105 years old. Well, that was my plan. I didn't
Mhm.
consult with the creator. I didn't have plans. So yeah. So my little plan was like no, that's not how that's gonna
That's
work.
not how it's gonna
That's
work.
not how it's gonna work. So it also made me realize that all of my life, you think that you are in control. You think you're in control of things and stuff. Baby, let me give you a lesson right here. I'm gonna give you this one for free if you're listening. It's already been ordained by God from the moment you were created. So
Yes.
your job is to give in to what you were created to be. Don't fight it. Don't try to be what man wants you to be. Don't try to be what mama wants you to be. Don't try to be what nobody wants you to be. Just be who God
Who
created
you
you to
are.
be.
Who you are. And
And
that's
once you be who
inspiring.
you are, yes, everything else in your life that you desire and that you want to have, it will fall into place for you. Because, like I said, when you created, it was already put out here on, like, if you want to get an analogy, a gigantic platter for you. And all of this is yours. It's just a
Mhm.
matter of if you just make your way to the platter and you decide to take up the
Take
things
what
that
you
have been
want.
offered to you.
Yes, take
And
what
if
you
you
want.
don't, you have no one to blame
Right.
other than yourself.
I don't
Because
believe
uh,
I don't know if God gonna put us on this earth and allow and give us where we need to go and we're not going to hit it. It's just sometimes takes some people
oh
longer
yeah,
to
oh
get
yeah, that's
there.
why it's called a journey
Yes,
and a
yes, the
process. No
journey.
road
Yeah.
is straight, no path is.
Yes.
It's all a learning curve. But the thing about it is that when you and I say this about the black race and people in general, the thing about the curve is that when you learn. where the error is and the mistake is, then you don't lean into it. You go around it. You
You
move
go
around it.
around it.
That's why it
Exactly.
moves and it's constantly. So don't when you see the pitfall, the pothole there, just drive in it when you can just take a little swerve and
Yes.
go around. I mean, sometimes you may have to hit it, but you know.
And do you? And I got a question to ask you because
Yes.
we already in a Q&A.
Yes.
Um, basically, when you said you wrote, was your inspiration from the your husband transitioning? Was your inspiration for your book to is that what helped relieve you to get you to understand who and whose you are through your writing of your book, or what made you feel that the book was something that you needed to do?
I felt that we had a story that needed to be told. Uh,
Mm.
it was a story that needed to be told because I wanted people to really see the spiritual connection that you have with God and how it can affect your life and how you need to lean into it and let it direct your life, because all the time that you spend trying to fight it and be opposite is just time that you are really, I won't say wasting, but it's time
Mhm.
when you could be doing more productive things and moving yourself forward instead of dwelling on all of the negative stuff that will always constantly be there to try to weigh you down in so many different
Mm.
points. So I just felt it
Mhm.
Wow.
was an important story to tell from that point because, like I said, I realized then I've had a couple of aha moments in my life when I knew that God knew I was here. I was raised in the
Mm.
church, but the church never did really give me that feeling I was looking for. I was just always waiting for the feeling to come, like that
Mhm.
spirit grabbed other people. I was like, well, when is that
Yeah.
gonna come? And so many things
Mhm.
about the church I was in and the way it grew up, it didn't make sense to me because I always had a practical thinking mind. So when I asked questions, I was a little kid, need to go sit down somewhere because you're just trying to start trouble. And I figure out now that's because nobody had probably really thought about the questions I was asking.
Right.
They didn't know what to tell me. So the best thing was like, little kid, just go sit down and hush. Okay.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, but then I just felt it was a story. It was a story I felt it was important to be told because I was hoping it would help other people who was
Right.
suffering from grief, who had lost loved ones. Maybe me telling my story would help them in some way. And of course, it
Yeah.
helped me. It was a great release. It was hard to do sometimes because you had to put yourself back in the moments when times were not so good to write about it. Then when you
Mhm.
get through writing about it, you got to come back to reality, like, oh, okay, that was then, this is my life now. So it was very
Wow.
difficult at times, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it.
Wow. I see Vine crying like she like
I,
this. So
Oh,
I
I'm
know it's
sorry I
you
touching
didn't mean
know,
you.
to
Yeah,
cry.
go ahead.
no, it's good. I just really want to make a comment. Oh
Okay,
Lord. I'm glad you came on the show.
thank you.
Because it really has. I'm crying because it's really helped me a lot. This time of the year for me for the past couple of years has been just the worst. I lost my aunt.
Mm,
Um, in the beginning of December, I lost my dad. Next
mm,
weekend will be the 23rd when he transitioned.
mm,
Um, and then thereafter that, my grandmother, aunt, another
mm,
aunt, and then cousins and everything,
mm,
and then a little niece. So it was just like a snowball effect, if you
mm,
will. Within a year and a half, I
mm,
lost so many people. Um, my dad, I was super close to, and I've been feeling some kind of way, and just some of the things that you said just made me know that he is okay. Um, and I know that our family is starting to heal, and that we're going to get there.
yes.
And I do know that it's a process.
Mhm.
So yeah, I am. I'm sitting over here crying, and then you said something about about somebody walking, about seeing your husband
Mhm.
when he went by. And I remember when I right before I got this phone call about a friend, Reese. I was in my home and she just went walking through, and I knew in that moment. So when Marvina called me and told me, before she could tell me, I told her what my experience was.
Mhm.
And then she told me what occurred. And so everything that you're saying, I can relate to,
Hmm.
and it does help to bring about some peace, some comfort. So I thank you. I thank you for stepping out of self
Oh, thank you.
and putting it down in words and sharing your story with us.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do, and I knew it. Something told me. I said earlier. I said I know I should have grabbed some tissues
Oh, you did say
just based
that.
on the title, and I'm grateful for it because I've been reaching out to God and asking, just asking Him some things,
Yes,
and through your
yes,
words and your testimony,
yes.
it's it, I know that He's heard me.
Yes, you go
Yeah.
through phases. You go through many phases, and it's a funny thing because you don't go through the phase just one time. You think they say it's like 5 stages of grief. The depression, the anger, the this, the that, the other. So it would be great if you went through each one of those stages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it was done. Oh no, you can go
Right.
through all 5 of those stages and then start back over and go through them all over again.
Whew.
This is the great
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
But with
Yeah.
time, with time
Yeah.
and prayer and memories and with living life itself, it will get, it will improve.
Yeah.
Pain will not be so sharp, but there will still be pain. You always will miss that person, are you saying you lost your dad? My kids can relate to that more so than me because they had their father in their lives from the day that he knew
Yeah.
they were going to be born, so as a matter of fact, if you stood all of them next to him, you'd probably look at it and say, well, where's y'all's mama? If they sat next to me, they look like
Wow.
me, but then you put them next to a picture of their dad, and they be like, "Oh yeah, that's right." But I got pictures when I was pregnant. I was actually there at birth and delivery, so I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
You
I'm the
sure
mama.
was.
But yeah, so they lost their dad, but we were grateful because what? He saw all of them graduate college and get married and be
Yeah.
adults. I had a friend who lost her husband. Her babies were like 2 and 7, and they were babies. So oh my God, I can't even imagine having to raise them by myself without him. So you
Well,
have
I
to look
did.
at some of the grateful parts, things to be grateful for. And
Yeah.
I know it
Yeah.
may sound strange, but this came to me the other day that I've said before that maybe I was his mission, because so much of what I learned from him and got from him, he taught me, it's made me be the person who I think I was meant to be. And see, that's the other reason I want to tell it, because it's a love story. I get
Right.
so
Mm.
annoyed, or not annoyed, but I want, you hear about the Barack and Michelle, all the famous people, their love stories, and I get really irritated when they put up all these famous couples about how many years they've been married and stuff and so on. So look, I post me and my boo up there too, right there.
That's right.
7
That's
years
right.
Right.
black
That's
love.
right.
Just because
That's
we
right.
weren't rich, just because
That's
we weren't
right.
famous, boo. That
That's
don't mean
right.
that hey, you check out the picture, hey, check
Hey, I get it.
don't
I
mean
get it.
we couldn't have been right up there next to Barack and Michelle, okay? Boom.
Yes.
So
Yes,
don't
why
play
we
with
got
me,
what's
right?
in the bag, because it's
Yes.
not always about the stars and it's
Thank you. It's
just
about
about
everyday people
everyday people.
who
Yes,
is more like
ma'am.
the ones who come through the struggle and through the trenches,
Exactly.
baby, and
Right.
still come up
Exactly.
standing. Like my who is that? Maya Angelou, still I rise. That's right.
Still I rise.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
So yes,
Yes.
finding life after death, yes, after grief, yes, it is possible.
It
It
is.
can happen. You cannot let it take you out. It can take you down, but you can't let anything take you out. Keep your eye on the prize. Stay focused. Praise
I
God. Be
relate.
grateful. Give
I
thanks.
relate. I
Yes.
relate. I
And try
relate
to
because
find a positive
I
reason
had
every day
to.
to keep it moving.
I relate.
Yes.
I
Yes.
relate. And let me say something, sister. I lost my husband in 2004,
Mm,
and I grieved him every year around his death time,
mm,
because around his death time was around the time that he was born. He passed away on the
mm.
same month that
Wow.
he was born, and actually had children because one of my sons was born on the 8th, and then I had
Mhm.
his sister was born on the 10th, which was my sister-in-law, and he was born on the 11th. And then I had another daughter who was born on the 13th. We had I had a stepson who was born on the 12th. So at that time, it took me a minute to realizing that I was mourning for such a
Yes.
long time. I mourned, and my best friend, she's right here. Even some family members can tell you. Around May,
Yeah.
I got to my whole
Ooh.
life changed.
Girl.
It was like I started crying, and I could not
Yeah.
stand when
Yeah.
June came in for years until one day. I even got a dog because I thought maybe a service dog would help me. Yeah, girl. I
Yeah.
didn't
Most
think
of I
about
ain't
writing
thought
no
about it.
book.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think about no book, but I got a service dog, and I was so busy trying to figure out why around May until after June I was mourning and crying for
Mhm.
years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's within the last couple of years that I really stopped mourning and I recognized what it was. And I didn't, and let me say something. I'm thinking, oh, the way people treated me, the way things went, this was the issue. But I had to realize that it had nothing to do with none of this. I didn't forgive myself.
Mhm.
I had a problem with forgiving myself and didn't
Mhm.
realize that that was the issue
Mhm.
until I had to start writing it down and realize there was an incident. There was an incident that happened when he was alive that stirred up to where it was today. And
Mhm.
I had to really start forgiving myself.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it didn't have anything, I didn't write that down. It had to come to me through a revelation
Mhm.
for me to stop mourning
Mhm.
in getting being so my life didn't come until like 2 years ago. I
Yeah.
was still living in the death zone for
Yes.
a long time, and he's been
Mm.
You have to
gone
free
since
yourself. You have to give
2000.
yourself permission. That's like
Yes,
another stage of grief. If nobody wrote that stage
yes,
down, let me add that stage to it as well. The forgiveness
yes,
part, the forgiveness
Yeah.
part of
Oh my
forgiving
God.
yourself for not being responsible for the person death. Because I thought,
yes.
well, maybe he was always working so hard for me and the children. Maybe, and I was like, girl, please stop. Stop
Taking
all of
all
that.
of it
You
on.
have to
It's all
forgive
Yeah.
yourself,
yeah,
Yeah.
because every
yeah,
person lives the life they want to live. He did what he did is because it's what he wanted. He had the life he wanted. He had the family
Ooh,
he wanted.
Jesus. Come on now, Miss
All of
Cynthia.
that, so it wasn't on me. You just have to accept
yes,
that's another stage. And once you forgive yourself, it's been 10 years for me. And I think I'm just now really giving myself really permission to live, to just stop. It's okay to stop grieving. Because at some point it almost
yes.
gets to where you have to stop almost deifying the person, like, oh, they were so good and they treated me
Yes.
so well. And I have to remind myself, no, honey, sweetie. Let me remind you of the time when X, Y, and Z took place and you had said being out. You don't need to
Yes.
take everything with you. Let me help you pack, carry what you had when you met me. Oh no, I'm sorry. You
Oh
don't need
wow.
a bag for that when you get out. We had that conversation. And
Yes.
15 minutes, 30 minutes later, you get a phone call like, so you want me to bring you something to eat back? Yeah, where you at? Where you at? Yeah. No, you don't need that. Bring me some, yeah, whatever you get. Just come get me. Okay, fine, bye, whatever.
Yes.
So stuff
Oh
like
Yes.
my
that.
goodness.
So yeah, you have
Yes.
to give yourself permission to move forward and to just
But you
accept
gotta
that.
identify. You got to identify where the life is going to take place because I didn't realize that I was living. I was mourning and living in that death stage for such a long time that
Mhm.
it carried me. Through all of these years. It's and finally, like I said, not I didn't write a book. I
Well,
had to come
part of it
through.
is a defense mechanism too, to protect yourself from what
Right.
you think is going to be further hurt, because change is hard.
Mm.
Change
Right.
is hard. It's hard to change. Hard to do stuff over. But I'm gonna tell you, there's beauty in it and there's joy in it. Because at the
Yes.
age of 60, I found that I've done some things that my husband was 60. I was 60 when he died. He died shortly after my 60th birthday. And since
Wow.
I've turned 60, I have done some amazing things. I think are amazing things with my life that I never did think I would do. I've written 2 books. They're both for sale on Amazon.com.
All
Little itty
right.
bitty Cynthia Thomas that grew up in
We did.
Ashland, Alabama, got 2 books for sale on
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
I
yeah,
am in all of those books. I gotta get my.
Yeah.
I still have other books I gotta continue to read. You know
yes,
what?
Your
hoping that
list is just growing.
yes, my list is growing. I'm trying to get the
Yeah.
audio way so I can listen to a lot of them because oh my God, I have a lot of
Yeah.
people books I have to get done.
yeah.
And I can't
And the
wait to
And
read
poetry
yours,
book
Miss
they help
Cynthia.
you too a lot because a lot of that was just me expressing my fear, my anger, my hurt, my joy,
right.
my laughter, my tears, all of it, and it just came out in a little rhyme. And I would write them
Yes.
down at night and read them back the next day and be like, oh, well, if I change that word, add this right here, okay, that's kind of cute. Let's go with that, or that really means something. So yeah,
Yes.
there's something in it that I hope will help people
Yes, my
their
mom does
struggle.
that also.
Yeah.
She writes, and let's go ahead. Since she wrote this book, she see, like I told you, she writes. So
Yeah. I
she,
saw Carolyn's comment right there. Oh
yes,
my
her name. She
God.
says,
Yes.
Cynthia, I feel you, especially when you have been faithful to the love of your life, and he loved you as much as it much. It's hard for you to accept that you are alone. What a void in your life, especially around this time of the year. You truly miss your loved ones. I am so grateful that I have Christ in my life because he makes the difference. I
Mhm.
was sitting I was sitting by my deceased husband's bed when he made his transitions to heaven. I miss my mother and dad, my brothers and my sister. We will meet them again one day. Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am,
Yeah.
Carolyn. I
Yeah.
love that. And
Yeah.
I remember when my stepdad passed away. I was at work and I remember being on my knees in the file cabinet trying to get the file cabinet. Just I don't know what I was doing something. And I felt a go through me.
Mhm.
But I didn't understand the feeling, but I knew it was something that went through me. And
Mhm.
then the phone rang and it was my mom telling me my dad had passed away.
Mhm.
And that was like instantly. So I believe he knew that the call was coming in because
Girl,
he showed up and showed out and went right. Yes, ma'am.
you
Even
gotta
my
read
mom
the
and them.
book because
Yeah,
yes.
I am. I'm gonna get it. And
Mm.
even
Yeah, I'm gonna
when
have to.
my grandmother passed away, we were all at the cemetery, standing at the cemetery.
Oh,
And
whew,
you
I
remember
remember
that,
that.
right?
I
Yeah,
We
remember
were
we had.
y'all gotta
all
come. We gotta
standing
come
there.
back and talk again after
Oh
y'all
yes,
read
we
it
gotta talk
because I
about
had
it.
so many
And
Yes,
things
my
happen and it's
grandmother,
just like, ooh, yes,
she kissed
yes,
everyone by. You felt it. It was like a
whoosh.
and you
I'll
could
never forget that moment.
feel it through your
yes,
yes. My
yes.
grandmother went through all her what she called us her rabbits. She went through
Mhm.
all her rabbits and she was going. I'll never forget it. So I believe when you said that your husband passed you
Yeah,
through
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
I testify to that feeling and
yeah.
seeing and feeling that when they leave here, when they transition, they letting you know goodbye and they
He
give
letting you
that
know.
last love or that
Yeah,
laugh goodbye. Yes, I remember that.
because
I
Oh
got to tell
yes.
you something right quick.
yeah,
My husband's arm grazed my left side when he passed because he was on the bed. It's in the book. He was on the hospital bed just laying there. I didn't believe he was gone. So when I walked in the room, I got up on the bed and got up, straddled him and it was patting him on his face like, hey, baby, come on, wake up. It's me now here. You can wake up. So I took his arm to put it up on me so he would hug me and the arm fell off. I did it again. It fell off. I'm patting his face. I put an arm with it. So then it occurred to me, wait a minute. Out the corner of my eye, I see my daughter sitting in the room. I see other people begin together. And it occurs to me that I'm up on the bed, straddling him like this. And well, that might not look too appropriate. So let me get down, right? And I'll tell you in the book what happens after that.
Oh, I gotta read it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
You
yeah,
have
gotta
yeah.
read
to.
What
it.
happens after that? But no, for the longest time after he passed, on my left side right there, like I do yoga and everything, I had this soreness and thing on my left side in my hip. And why is this here? Why is this here? You know why I think it's there? Because when you die, you're a collection of energy. The only reason we can see you
Uh-huh.
because all this energy manifests itself like this. But when you die, that energy begins to what? Dissipate and goes away. When his hand
Uh-huh.
grazed me, I believe some of that energy got in my left side right here. I have asked him just the other day, I
Wow.
was on the floor doing some yoga and I did a pose and I did a hood. And while I was down there, I asked him, baby, please let me go. You said you were never going to leave me, and I believe you. You never have. You've been staying right here. But now it's time for you to let me go. Just please let this energy go. Let me go. There's nothing else I can do to honor you. You got to go on. Let me go. So that's why I also tell you when someone passes, be very, very careful as they are passing. Like she said, she was sitting by her husband's bedside. I was holding Tasso's hand. When he let go of my hand, I believe he was gone. But as he, when he touched, be very careful because see, had that been negative energy or if something had been hateful or negative or bad
Jesus.
between us, I would have been stuck with a piece of hell for the rest of my
Wow.
life, like, bitch, yeah, I got you right here. But
Wow.
because it was
Wow.
good energy and because the connection between me and him and us and God and all of that was so deep, I take it as a positive thing. Letting me know I said I'd never leave you. I'm gonna always be there. Here I am. Well, baby, no, I didn't mean it like that. You can let me go right now.
Right.
Wow. Well, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, be very careful of that because you don't want the wrong
Yes.
energy. And perhaps I should not have been there. You know what I'm saying? I probably should
Right.
have
I
stepped back.
understand.
But
She
once
said
again,
she
like
was
anything in
straddling him.
life,
She like,
when your
wake
spouse or
up.
somebody close to you dies, you don't get a manual on how to behave. Okay,
Yeah,
nobody
this
tell
is
you the
yeah, this
rule
is
book,
true.
right?
This
Yeah,
is true.
Definitely not.
yeah.
You know,
Definitely
and
not.
it's funny that what you're saying because I remember the morning of it was probably a week before Marvina when I called Daddy and he and we were talking. He said, "Where are you at?" So I'm sitting right here with Marvina. He said, "Let me talk to Marvina."
Hmm.
And just this strong and powerful. He told this story about how I had told him I was happy that he chose my mom and
Mm,
that they had us.
mm,
Not realizing in that moment that that was his way of because he had started telling that story quite often. But
mm-hmm,
that I guess that was his way of preparing me.
mm-hmm,
And I couldn't even believe because like I said, he spoke to Marvina and told her the story. And
mm-hmm.
then I get a phone call a few days later saying that he's gone. And I'm like,
My
wait a minute,
God.
I thought he was gonna
Right,
make it. I didn't even know he,
right,
that, he had been incubated, so to speak.
right.
And so it was just weird.
Yeah.
So like I was talking to one of my sisters about it, and they said, no, Vine, you must have the dates wrong. He couldn't have spoken to you and Marvina at that time. I said he did. I
He
said,
sure
trust me,
did.
what yeah,
He
they
called
had
us.
put the tube
Hmm.
in. He died, he passed away from COVID. They had put
Wow.
the tube in. I said, I'm not crazy.
He
Right,
He
called.
spoke to me and he
right.
spoke to her.
He sure
And
did.
yeah, so
Mm,
that what like I said, this has been an eye opener this morning.
yes.
It has
Well.
truly been an eye opener, and like I said,
Mm,
I thank you because so much stuff that
yes.
you're talking about, I know I'm not losing my
No,
mind
you're
now.
not. No, you're absolutely not. You just
No,
have
I'm
a
not.
very strong sense of connection with yourself, with your creator, with the universe, with who you are. Yes. So yes, please no, it's not crazy. And
Yes.
if it is, then
Man,
that's just if that's how what we gonna call it, then congratulations.
That's the way
That's
God
what we
works.
are. All right. Thank you. I'll
Yeah,
take it.
yeah. We he works that way. He don't
Thank
works
you.
in for us,
Thank you.
the way
Mhm.
we put him in a box.
Right.
God,
You call God crazy if
yes.
you want to. I'm not gonna do that, but you have
oh
at it.
no,
You do your thing, whatever. No, no, I'm perfectly fine.
not the God
And,
I serve.
These are gifts,
and
baby, gifts that I've been given. So it's like the chick said on the TV show, I got a gift, I gotta use it. We got gifts, we gotta use
yes.
them.
Divine,
Yes.
he just said he know how the stories he used to tell. Yeah, he
Who
did. He
said that?
told a
Oh,
lot of
Tony.
that's Tony. Yep.
Yeah. So I
Well,
can't,
girl,
like I said, I
Yeah.
can't see any of the comments, but
yeah, I'm sorry you can't, but
I
it's
know
pretty
it's
decent.
all
It's
good.
not as many you missing. I am in love with our segments. And I want to thank you,
Yes.
Miss Cynthia, for being a part of What's in the Bag. Thanks for your agreeing to this. You know, I had to open this door for you to bring you
Well,
on
thank you
in.
so much. I really
I
appreciate the
yes,
opportunity.
yes,
Yes.
ma'am. And if anyone wants to get that book, I want y'all to go ahead on the email. You can either email Miss Cynthia. Here's her email address. That's Cynthia. It's CJ Thomas 139 at
189.
Gmail. Oh, I'm sorry,
189.
189. I'm saying
Right.
189. It says
Right.
8. Sorry,
Yes.
I 189 at gmail.com.
Correct.
Also, she has an Instagram account. If you want to go on her all you Instagram people. We were supposed to go on Instagram today and we started it and we had an issue right when we was about to come on. But look
Enemy.
forward. Yeah,
That's all
baby.
right. That's all
Yes,
right. That's all
yes,
right.
ma'am. But look
That's
forward
all
to
That's
us
right.
right.
next week. We're ready to go on Instagram. We want to bust Instagram open too. So
This
let
very next
everybody know
time.
that yes, Instagram next week. Come on. We're going to be at 9 a.m. on Instagram also. Finally, EV Mux is allowing us to go on Instagram. I am so excited. Next is
Yes.
TikTok. So y'all go ahead on and look forward to us and come and all who's on Instagram also let everybody know that we're going to be part of the Instagram family on next week. Thank you, Miss Cynthia.
Thank
I
you. Hey,
love
can I
you.
tell
And
them right quick? Can
yes,
I tell them right
ma'am.
quick that they
Yes,
can also
ma'am.
get the books at Amazon.com? Just go to Amazon.com and type in the title of the books, and they should
Yes.
come up,
Yes.
and
Tell
you
them
can
the
order
title of the
them.
books again. Say
The
it so they
title of
can.
the books are C.J. Thomas Remembering Us, a Memoir, and the
Let's pull
other
it
one
up so
is
we can see it again. There you go.
Rhymes
Now we
and
can see it.
Reasons, a poetry book. Let's
Let
see.
me see the pull that up a little more and push it up to your camera so we can see that. All right, y'all see
Yeah,
that?
Yeah.
CJ, remember
that's
us,
it.
memoir.
A
All
memoir,
right,
yes.
memoir,
Memoir. There you go.
memoir.
Yeah.
A
I really
memoir.
want that
I want
Yes.
this one. I'm gonna
memoir.
get that one.
Yes,
I
I
amen.
promise
really
you.
want
Thank you.
We
that.
Thank you.
got
Thank
it.
you, darling.
Thank
Yes.
you so much, girlfriend.
Okay.
We
And
are
that's the poetry
appreciative.
book, Rhymes and Reasons, right there. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Y'all want
Okay.
those books just on Amazon. Also, if you can't get the Amazon and don't remember, go to her website or her page, and she will
Yeah, just
definitely be
Yeah.
able to
Facebook, Instagram. I
direct you.
got you. Yes.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
also,
Thank you,
Miss
ladies.
Miss
Mwah.
Cynthia, you can go on What's in the if you could do us a favor and go on our
Yes.
page on What's in the Bag on
Yes.
Facebook and
Yes.
put all your information on there
I will
because
do
I'm
Yes.
that.
pretty sure quite a few people are going to want this information.
All right.
And
I
Thank
know
you
Ernest
I
so
do.
Sims.
much. That's great
Yeah,
that you
Ernest
had me here.
Sims.
I
Let's say
appreciate it.
let's get this out. Ernest Sims said, "Great show, Miss Cynthia Thomas. Thank you for inviting us for sharing the event with
Oh,
you.
that's my cousin,
Cause
Ernest and
yes,
Gloria. Talk
all
about
right,
family.
thank
Come on through, family. Yes. Thank you, Ernest and Gloria. Yes.
yes,
Woo!
love it, girl.
Love
Thank
it.
you. Stay in the back. We'll be
Thank
talking in
you
a few.
again.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you
All
also.
right. Hello, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Look at us. We are almost at the end of our show. I am so happy. Go ahead, Yvonne. You want to go ahead on and tell them where they can come and see us every week
Yeah,
on?
you guys can join us every week throughout the week actually. What's in the Bag on Facebook, Motivational Mondays, Talk About It Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, and Funny Friday. You can also join us on YouTube. What's in the Bag? The number 21, no spaces. Like no, let me rephrase that. Subscribe, like, and share, and help us get out there, on What's in the Bag 21 on YouTube. You can go in and choose the segments that you want to see. You don't have to take and search through all of them. We're also on Instagram, Twitch, What's in the Bag 21 as well, no spaces. And we also have our business directory, What's in the Bag with a question mark. So, any of you guys that have a business, have been to a business that you really enjoyed and want to put out there and promote, just go ahead and just pop the information onto the directory, and let's start a movement where we're sharing with our different, with different people, places that you've been that you think will be a great fit for somebody else. That's what I had today, Marvina.
All
Did I
right.
miss anything?
No, you got it, girl. You got it. Well, we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all for being part of another segment of What's in the Bag.
Yes,
We're
yes.
going to see y'all on next week. And next week is me and my BFF. We're gonna do talk about some of the stuff that's going on up in here. We got a lot going on. Thank you. What's up? What's up, Rutherford?
Yes.
What's up? And, just join us next week. We're going, like I said, we'll be on Instagram next week. So come on and join on Instagram. Just pull it up and all the good stuff. Yes. So I am grateful. Thank y'all so much
Yes.
for being part of What's in the Bag. We will see you later. Have fun today.
Yes.
What's your
Hey,
normal saying?
hey, everybody. It's beautiful out there. Let's live this life that God has given us. So go out there and enjoy. And as always, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day.
See y'all. Love you. Bye.